Hello, welcome to the third video about the aldehyde and ketone practice test questions that are on the website. If you have not already watched the first two videos, that is assuming that you either already understand number 1 and 2 and you need some help on number 3 and 4, or any of those following. So please, if you do not understand how to do number 1 and 2, please go back to the previous 2 videos to watch how to go through number 1 and 2, because this next video is going to be significantly shorter as I bust out the answers for these questions and this question, number 3 and 4, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, for each one of these about propane 2-one and also about butanol. So this first one is about drawing the structural formula for each of these molecules. I'm going to show you fairly quickly. So number 3A and 4A, I'm going to show you the answers for those. So this is 3A. This is what propane 2-one would look like. You could also call it just propanone, because this is the only place on here that we could end up having a double bonded oxygen. And if we had a double bonded oxygen on this side, it would then be propanol. So that you could just call it propanone if you wanted, but propane 2-one is the official name. And then 4A is about butanol. Butanol would look like this, but being 4, so you'd end up with having a double bonded oxygen on the end. And just like in the other video, I also showed that there was a hydrogen there. You don't have to, you can keep that blank. Other questions, please email me or refer back to the previous videos. So letter B is asking true or false this molecule would dissolve in water. So I'm going to do number 3B and number 4B. So in both of those asking the same thing about if this would dissolve in water. So both of these are actually, in this case, both of these are true. So this one is true. As I'm showing with a drawing, you would then you could either write with a drawing, or you can also write with a drawing and a description, or just a detailed description. I feel that for me personally, a description helps. My drawing is helpful for my description. So if I was to draw propane 2-one, showing that there is a significant difference in this bond here, there is a stronger pull on electrons on this double bonded oxygen, so there it is slightly more negative, slightly more positive. So then the water will come in and it will then dissolve the molecule of propane 2-one. So that showing that there's intermolecular forces where this is a short chain carbon. If you just said true, it is a short chain carbon, that is not enough information. You need to make sure that you're including information about what's happening with the hydrogen and the oxygen on the water interacting with the carbon and the oxygen on the propane 2-one, or you could also call it between the carbon and the oxygen on the carbonyl group. Similar to this one, so butanol. Butanol is also true. It will still dissolve. It won't dissolve as well. You could be more detailed on that, but if you said that on the test that it is actually going to be dissolving, yes, it dissolves enough to be noticeable. This part of the chain is a little bit less soluble, as in the previous videos I talked about that with heptane 3-one and heptanol. So we've got this nonpolar part, but this is short enough chain that it will dissolve. So that is number 3B and 4B. So we justified the answer. If you have further questions, please email me. So C is going to be slightly different for this question. So propane 2-one. So the question says, true or false, propanol would evaporate quicker than this molecule. Remembering propanol, I'm going to show you. So number 3C would be false. No, it would not be true. That here is again a little drawing of our propane 2-one, and then here is propanol. Remembering that propanol and this is going to be an -one ending. That it does not say 1. This is a OL ending. So a ketone, an alcohol. So that is an alcohol. Remembering that a stronger molecule will not evaporate as quickly. So looking back to our question, propanol would evaporate more slowly. So that is why this is false. This would evaporate more slowly because remembering what hydrogen bonding it is the strongest of our intermolecular forces. I mentioned that in the previous videos. Is the strongest of our van der Waals forces. So if anytime you have a hydrogen bonded to a oxygen, nitrogen, or fluorine, that's going to be when you have hydrogen bonding. Here, there is no hydrogen bonding. Not one of these hydrogens is attached to an oxygen, nitrogen, or fluorine. Coming to 4C, 4C is the same idea, false. It will not be evaporating quicker than the butanol. Butanol, in this case, so the question on 4C is about butanol. Please notice the difference, propanol, butanol. This is a longer this is essentially the same idea on length. This one is longer. If I was to compare all of these, I would say that the strongest of all of these molecules would be this, that is al ending. This is an al ending. The strongest of all these molecules would be this one right here, because this one is going to have the longest chain. It's going to have hydrogen bonding, and it is considered to be a stronger molecule. So right now we're at 6 minutes. I'm gonna make one last video to go through number, at this point, we are done with 3C, we're done with 4C, and the next video will be hopefully significantly shorter than number 1, 2, D, E, F, G. Okay, all right, check the next video.